Goody 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 everyone, this is Dayhawk, bringing to you episode 62 of Shaman King 01. So, Yoh is presumed dead, Hao has taken his soul, and that's the end, right? No it isn't, of course. The Yoh Yohs all are now together, except Yoh is now dead, and you see them hovering around him, and Anna is holding his head, and Hao is like, well, Yoh Asakura never really existed. He was part of me that split up. Because remember in the beginning, where we saw the origins of Hao and Yoh, how they gave birth and everything, Hao claimed that Yoh was a piece of him that was split, and he did say that he will come and reclaim his other half, and he did, and after which, Ren, out of pure rage, attacks Hao, but he misses. And everybody just went on full attack mode. And Hao just blew them away. And this cool shot right here where Ren was trying to get to Hao, but the Spirit of Fire just blocks it with just a finger. And I thought it was a cool shot. And Anna is like, I won't forgive you. And she is wearing Yoh's headphones. And Silva was like, you can't defeat him with brute force. You can't. And especially when in anger. And you see this cool shot of Hao in the Spirit of Fire just ready for battle. And then poor Manta, you see in this scene where Manta is just doesn't believe that Yoh is gone. And speaking of Yoh, he is within Hao's soul. So you see him just drifting further away down, and you see images of past Hao and present Hao and everything. He's just slowly drifting away, and back to Yome and Miki Hiza and the others. They know that Yoh is gone, and Hao and the Spirit of Fire are now unstoppable. And Purita's like, we have to do something. We can't just sit here. And Yome is like, there's nothing we can do. If we go out there, we just be in the way. And he's right. There's nothing they can do. And all the while, people just witnessing what's going on, like Gova, the Lily Five, Iceman, and the others. There's nothing they can do. And there's some that's like, what's going on? Like, they have no idea what's up. So they're just witnessing from afar what's going on. And back in the fight, the Spirit of Fire just continues to block their attacks and ends up beating the Yoh Yohs quite brutally to this one scene where the Spirit of Fire just literally blows Baizon's head off. And again, Kareem and Silva are trying to tell them, you cannot fight Hao with anger. it doesn't work, because when you fight with anger, you cannot think straight, and it leaves you vulnerable. And then Anna summons her demons Zanki and Koki, but how, with an ace up his sleeve, he regains his demons back, and with his demons back, it will render Anna mildly defenseless. But luckily, Kareem and Silva hold him off for as much as they did, but with no avail. And so Ryu and Chocolove goes after the demons, but again, they're mighty strong. And then Hal flies away, and poor Manta, there's nothing he can do, and he even knows that it's not working. Their strategy is not working. And so Mosuke appears and just say, hey, try to reach them and I'll help you. And all the while, and Koki and Zanki are whipping ass. They are pretty much winning and just knocking the spirits down one by one. And then it led to Ren, and this is the cool part of this episode. And to me, this episode is all Manta. He ends up using an oversoul, what it looks like to be like a hammer, yeah, it's a hammer, what it looks like, and ends up hammering the two demons up, knock them out for the moment, and just said to them, hey, can you just stop? This is not the way. There's no way you guys can win if you end up using anger in your fight, and Manta ends up collapsing because he's an unexperienced shaman. But with his words, finally the Yoh Yohs are like, okay, we need to chill out and we need to fight without anger. And they manage to defeat the two demons mighty easily now. And then back to Yoh. Yoh is now, as you know, in House Soul. And he ends up getting these memories, these flashbacks of these people talking behind his back of how he is a demon and he is evil. All these bad things, these people who they deem to be his followers, to whatever, it's just, oh my god. It was pretty bad, because let's face it, if you're like an all-powerful shaman and people view you as a demon, a monster, like, I could understand why Hal hates humans because of the treatment he received because of these people, but it doesn't justify what he is trying to do. Like I said in previous reviews, monsters are not born, they are made. Monsters create other monsters. In this case, the humans who were talking smack and just calling him a demon and just plotting to kill him, all these things is what made Hao a monster. And so we get into this scene where it looks like a whole, like a side, like a full, how do I explain it? Like a wall full of TV screens, and all the TV screens are showing past Hao and just talking, just endless talking, except for one screen that is all in black. And then we get like glimpses of what it looks like to be Amidamaru. So I think that's Amidamaru's way of trying to reach Yoh. And yeah, he's trying to reach Yoh, but he's not talking, so again, he's having trouble. And meanwhile, Hao just comes in face to face to the Great Spirit, and he ends up, saying, I'm here, I'm gonna show you my strength, and then you be eaten by the Spirit of Fire. And as he was about to do that, the Yoh Yohs from behind comes in and say, hey, remember us? And Hao was so annoyed at that point. And all the while, Anna was preparing the 180 beads. And we get to see this cool shot of the Yoh Yohs making their final stand against Hao. And they end up trying to bind him in a way like Horo was trying to freeze him, while Ryu and what it looked like to be Lizer trying to hold him, so that Anna uses the beads to bind him. And it worked, because you see all the beads like all around Hao and trying to hold him off. And then this other cool scene, this cool shot where you see everybody unleashing their final attack on Hao, and it looked like they were gonna win, but then the beads break and Hao just blows them away. And he ends up laughing because he's like, seriously, you gonna use the same trick that they used on me 500 years ago? Seriously? And this other cool shot of, all the spirits are just falling down and Anna is just all in shock. But me personally, why would Anna be shocked? Especially when she said a couple of episodes ago that, remember, Anna said to Yome, how can you be so sure that Hao will be beaten using the same technique? And sure enough, it didn't work. It did not work. Even he said that, although I didn't think the same thing that worked on me 500 years ago will work. Oh man. Just when you thought that victory was near, no, it wasn't. And the Yoh Yohs are not down, are down but not out. And they are like, no matter how many times we fall, we still have breath in us and we will stop you. And Hal was like, alright, so it's time to send you to the afterlife then. And then this last scene where Midamaru is trying to reach Yoh. And that's it. That's the end of the episode. What an exciting episode, because Manta had his moment. we get to see the Yoh Yohs together, and just finally we thought that finally Hao was going to be defeated, but then Hao just had something up his sleeve to turn things around to his favor. Yoh is presumed dead. His soul is about to be consumed by Hao's soul, and Amino is trying to reach him, and of course the 180 beats fail. All that's left for Hao to do is to consume the Great Spirit and become Shaman King by force. And we'll see what happens in the next episode, because this is episode 62, so 2 more episodes left, guys, to the very end. And like I said in the other video, once I finish both versions, I'm gonna do a video doing a compare and contrast, and I'm guessing it's gonna be over an hour, give or take, so be ready for that. Alright, guys, tell me if you've seen the episode. Did you like it? Did you dislike it? And if you did dislike it, tell me, like, if you had the opportunity to change it, what would you do? And did I miss anything? Also, give a like if you like it. Please subscribe. And I'll see you all on the other side of oblivion. Johnny!